You have 400 staff too many in your claim to be. I just looked over at Kevin Lundy and I said to myself, Kevin, there's going to be big problems here. And the problems are horrendous. I can tell you...
You had no actuaries, no full-time actuaries.
We had actuaries. Well, let's go this way. If you want to talk to me about actuaries, can I tell you, I didn't intend to say this, but you're pushing me very hard. If you want me to tell you the position now, I have documentation there that shows that the highest inception rate they had for the first 2 years they took in there, the highest inception rate they had in their book was the highest loss ratio. So the worst loss ratio was the highest inception rate. Now, you're saying we have no actuaries? I'll tell you, that never happened in Quinn time.
Okay, but you've made a big point about the unfairness on the part of Anglo-Irish Bank in not allowing you to continue. Given that, and not agreeing to your business plan, which would involve no interest payments for 8 years, and further loans of approximately 670 million. Now, wouldn't they have been irresponsible to have agreed such a proposition with somebody who had acted as you had over the years?
Well, I think it was totally irresponsible what happened. Before the administrator, you must remember, the administrator has still not proven, it's 29 months now, and the administrator still has not proven that he was legally entitled to an administrator in. And we have asked him on a number of occasions, and we still believe that Matthew Elderfield, let me finish.
Deal with my question.
Hold on, what I'm saying to you is very simple. I'm saying that Matthew Elderfield was illegally put in the administrator in the Quinn Direct. That's what I'm saying to you.
Right.
And if he wasn't, why doesn't he prove he was right?
Here was somebody, he was your proposition is that he should have allowed you to continue ownership of Quinn Direct, given what you had done in taking money out of the cash reserves of Quinn Direct for your gambling exploits.
You're very conveniently forgetting part of it, and most of your colleagues in the media are doing the same thing. In 2007 and 2008, I could have had no quibbles. You're dead right. We were wrong. In March the 30th of March 2010, there was an extra 215 million there. The company was extremely profitable. The company was going extremely well. There was a new chairman on board. There was no breaches of any regulation. Sean Quinn wasn't on the board anymore, and the company was being run extremely well. And Matthew Elderfield, illegally in my view, put in an administrator into it, probably the most profitable insurer on the island of Ireland. Now today, he seems to be taking a different attitude. If there's financial institutions in play, what he will do is send somebody in to have a look at it for 3-6 months to try to sort it out. Why do you not do that?
Okay, I want to deal briefly again with the issue of contempt, moving assets out of the reach of Anglo-Irish Bank in breach of court order. Do you have any regret over that? Do you have any sense of shame over that, in behaving illegally?
Well, let's go this way. I'm 65 now, for 64 years I was a wealth creator. Any dissipation of assets over the last 12-15 months, I deeply regret that. That was never my style. It's not in my DNA. That's not the way I operate. But I felt in a position, I was after bending over backwards. I done everything for Anglo. I give them share pledges, or the family give them share pledges. Let me finish.
Limited time now.
Let me finish. We give them all the share pledges 5 months after they give us the money. We trusted in them every way possible, and then all of a sudden, when we found that everything was gone, we're taking the house, we're taking the home.
You're saying that you were badly done by, and therefore you're entitled to act illegally. Is that your point?
Hold on a minute.
Is that your point?
Let me finish.
If it's not your point, what's the relevance of it to the question I asked?
Well, the point is that my 5 children were sent on the dole. I was put on the dole. We lost everything.
Yes, because you had given assets as collateral for the loans you'd received.
We had given assets. The company owned the assets. I can't understand what's wrong here. How can you not understand? This has nothing got to do with me or the family. The company, the Quinn Group, they have borrowed this money. They have one of the most profitable companies in the country now. Why can they not pay this money back? As regards the simple question, as regards being in contempt of court, you are aware that decision has been appealed.
I am, yeah.
And you are aware that my son's in jail.
But you boasted about it. You've boasted about what you've done. You've boasted. You said, yes, we did it. I told them to take the assets out of under the nose of Anglo, put them as far away as they are possible. This was in direct breach of a court order.
That's not boasting. That's a fact.
Okay, this was in direct breach of a court
No,
order.
it wasn't. No, it wasn't. That was done 12 months before there was a court order. That was done way, way before
And
that.
you're saying there was no, that well, even then it was illegal. But,
It wasn't illegal. They never owned them. Anglo never owned the assets.
they had liens on the assets.
They had no liens on the assets. They had no liens on the assets.
Okay. Are you saying that you were engaged in nothing regarding movement of assets and putting them out of the reach of Anglo after the court order was made? And would you have deplored...
It didn't even come up in court that we moved assets after
So that was the entire reason for that you were found in contempt of court?
No.
Yes, it was. So that was the whole point of it.
No.
And your nephew boasting on video that he had no difficulty telling lies under oath to the court.
Oh, well, that's a different story.
Well, it's not a different... It's the same story. It's part of the same story.
Are you telling me the story or are you asking me questions?
I'm trying to get you to answer the questions.
Right, well, ask me one.
Are you saying that nothing was done by you or at your instructions or with your knowledge to move assets out of the reach of Anglo and out of the reach of the state from the time that the court order was made?
What I'm telling you is, we went in front of the court, in front of Judge Dunn, and we attended meticulously all day, every day, and we told her exactly what we'd done, that we moved as many assets as we could, of assets that Anglo never loaned a penny to. They then came along and said, look, the loans that were given to CFDs were putting that down illegally against these properties. But they knew what they were doing, and they had never loaned a penny until well after the CFD position started to cause a problem.
So we went in front of automatically decided by the court. But nonetheless, you were ordered not to do this. And
no, you're wrong. You're wrong. What we told Judge Dunn was that we'd done that and we planned it in the days approaching the 14th of April. We were aware that Anglo were overbeating Cushman and Wakefield as last. We were aware of the Ainsley interview on radio. We were aware of all of that, and we told Judge Dunn very clearly that we made a move because they were going to take everything from us. They were putting our children on the dole. They went even further than that. They even said that the children couldn't work in any related business for 2 years. So what they had done was extraordinary. And you were saying, and we moved assets, and we freely moved them, and we freely agreed to it. And you said, and we done that in the month of April 2011. Okay? The injunction came June, July 2011.
And you did nothing since then?
No.
And the courts found that you did?
Yes, they did. But they didn't find anything in Pacific. They said generally they were liars.
How do you feel now? Do you feel having been one of the world's richest men and now bankrupt, having been admired throughout the country and now not admired by a section of the country, how do you feel now?
I feel disappointed. I feel more disappointed for myself. I know I made big mistakes. And I know that I shouldn't have taken the loans out of Quinn Direct or the Quinn Group to buy shares. I've admitted that. I think that was fine. I have been criminalised, but I think what's unbelievable is that my 5 children, Sean's new wife of a few weeks, that she's stuck in the paper and now she's been all of a sudden, all the Quinns are all criminals. Now, what I done was, I said, look, we'll defend our position. We have agreed with everything that's been done to us for the last 2-3 years. Now, at the end of the day, we'll be put on the road, so we have to defend ourselves. My children are very respectful, and they said, okay, Daddy, if you want that, we'll help you, and we'll work with you to do that. They've done that, and now they finish up in jail to try to protect the wealth that their father created, and to leave them something on the table, and now they've been criminalised, and one of them in jail. I think it's absolutely scandalous. Whatever they do to me, they shouldn't be doing it to my wife or my kids.
Where's Peter Quinn now?
Don't know. I don't know, but I believe he was at a football match last week in Kinolly, so I have no doubt he's around from Anna. He's not far away.
You haven't phoned him tonight?
No, but I mean, if we want to get the purging of contempt complete, we've done everything in our power to do it. We've written again this week to McCann to see what we can do, and I've said to them if they want me to try to make contact with Peter, if there's anything they feel I can do to move this process forward.
You know about the movements of your brother, Peter. How come you know nothing about where your nephew is?
Well, I'm after telling you, I know he was at a match in Kinolly last week, and I believe he's in Fermanagh.
He's living in Fermanagh?
I think so, yeah. But I haven't been talking to him. You're asking me that. Do I know where he is? No, I don't. But I believe he's in Fermanagh.
We did that interview this afternoon with Sean Quinn, and as I was saying, there were changes at a late stage to the interview because of legal concerns. So there was a bit of disruption, I think, in the presentation that you've just seen, and an abbreviation. Just to go to some of your texts and tweets, several people in support of Sean Quinn. The Quinns are blamed in the wrong. It's Anglo that was at fault. Somebody else said